Contreras here from SoNecessary.com, and I am super excited to bring you this very first episode of RealNesss TV with my special guest, Chhavi Verg, who is our reigning Miss New Jersey USA and just placed first runner-up at Miss USA, which is a huge achievement. Thank you for being here today, Chhavi.
Thank you for having me.
Certainly. So I want to get a little bit more personal at first, and then we'll get into the sash and the pretty girl pageant talk. But tell me a little bit about yourself. Who is Chhavi Verg behind the sash and all the glitz and glam?
Behind the sash, I am a 20-year-old student studying marketing and Spanish at Rutgers University. So it's really not a glamorous life behind the sash.
Okay.
A lot of schoolwork.
Right, but that's like what's going on right now at your age. You're in that place right now where you're still a college student. And I mean, marketing and Spanish, where would you see yourself long-term career-wise with those majors?
Well, I feel like marketing is something that translates into any aspect of pretty much anything, not just business, but
very broad.
Every single thing you need to do, you need to know how to market yourself in order to get more opportunities. So I personally wanted to always have my own business and create.
You go, girl. This is for all those boss babes out there. Chhavi's one more.
So I always wanted to have my own business, and my dream is to have my own Fortune 500 company someday.
Preach, girl. You speak it into existence and the universe will hear you. So I love that. I mean, I think especially in this day and age, marketing, PR, I was a public relations major myself, and it's there's so much opportunity, room for opportunity. And I'm so glad to hear that that's what you're going into. Other than that, I mean, you must have, what's your favorite pastimes? I know you're a dancer.
Yes. So dancing is by far the #1 thing that I love to do. And it's something I do when I'm upset. It's something I do when I'm happy. It's just like my outlet.
Okay, and I since I'm a dancer myself, I really wanted to ask, do you just focus on Indian cultural dance, or do you have like professional, ballet background, anything of that sort?
So I'm trained in Indian classical dance, but I pretty much do anything. Like I just move to the music basically.
Right, so if we weren't mic'd up, we could probably groove right now.
Yes.
I love that. Okay, so you are originally were you born in New Jersey?
No, so I was actually born in India, and I came here when I was 4 years old.
Oh, okay. Awesome. All right, and you are from what town in New Jersey?
I'm from Edison, New Jersey.
Edison. Okay, so central New Jersey.
Yes,
if we
it is a thing. It is a thing.
Let's get into that, because I'm from northern New Jersey, and we're in Jersey City right now, and we feel really strongly about our area, but as a central New Jerseyan, which I'm not sure if it is a thing, but you're about to tell me it is.
It is a thing. It is. I think, so North Jersey has a very different vibe than South Jersey. That's definitely true.
Yeah, for sure.
As Miss New Jersey USA, I go all over New Jersey, and North Jersey I feel is more city, like it's close to New York City and it has that vibe.
Right.
South Jersey is very chill, very laid back, very relaxed. And Central Jersey is just that nice mix of both.
Where you come from, right?
Where I come from.
Okay, now you having mentioned that, we're there, which is what I love about pageants. I've competed in Miss New Jersey myself, and there's so many times that you meet girls as you're participating from different towns that you didn't even know existed in New Jersey. Have you, as Miss New Jersey, been to places in New Jersey that you probably wouldn't have gone across if you weren't a title holder? Definitely.
Being from Central Jersey, a lot of the things I need to do in my day-to-day life are around that area. So New Brunswick, that's where I go to school, or Metuchen, those are the most popular. My key places. Princeton. So now I've gone to Barnegat, I've gone to Brick, I've come up here.
Right. So I don't want to seem redundant, but which town outside of your own circle has been one where you were like, this is pretty cool, like I didn't even know my state had this going on? Or were you, I don't for a lack of word, were you most excited to visit?
It's just every single place, it's just something different. So you get to experience a different part of each part of the state. Like Princeton, I used to go to, but not as frequently as I do now as Miss New Jersey USA. So I love how it's a very, it's like a city, but it's very protected in a sense.
Right.
It's like a protected city.
Right.
It's very cute. So I love that, but I love the vibe of Jersey City too. It's really cool.
Up and coming. We have a lot going on here. So even without the sash, you have to come hang out
I will
with
definitely
us in
come
the
back.
area even more. So let's get into what we're here for. I want to hear about Miss New Jersey. I want to hear about Miss USA. There's so much about pageants that I feel even my producer in the room right now might not know, that like there's so much culture in beauty pageants. There's the misconception of we're just girls that are cute and pretty and dress up all nice and we just go on stage, and there's so much more to pageants than that. So tell me about Miss USA and what your overall experience there was.
It was the best 10 days of my life. And I, you know, going into Miss USA, I never really felt nervous. I was very calm for some reason. I felt like I was on vacation and it was just going to be this great time and I was going to make a lot of friends. And going there and experiencing everything it had to offer, it's really made me evaluate my life and actually reevaluate my life and what I want to do in the future.
I have to say, I love that you're saying that you never seemed nervous, because you didn't look nervous for a second, which is a follow-up question that I have for you right now. It's just, you know, you're there for 10 days, you're in a zone where it's like girls you might be familiar with because you've seen them on social media or whatever the case may be, but you just looked so comfortable the entire time, even on stage. I need to ask you in particular, like even during swimsuit, which is probably the most nerve-wracking moment during a beauty pageant, like how did you just, your stage presence, and what I love about you is just how effortlessly sassy you can be in like a very sophisticated and classy way. So I'm a runway coach from time to time, and how do you, like what are you thinking in your head when you're on this runway? You have thousands of people are watching you in this two-piece. You have to be on point. What's running through your mind?
Well, I don't know if you know, but the first time I wore a bikini was for Miss New Jersey USA when I won.
Really? So like first time?
First time in my life, like outside in public, not in a dressing room.
Right.
It was when I competed in the preliminary competition of Miss New Jersey USA.
First time ever.
Yeah.
You're 20 years old. Like this is the first time you're in a two-piece. I actually read that in an article somewhere, but like how, like what are you thinking in that moment?
So, the very, very first time I wore it and I was backstage for prelims for Miss New Jersey USA, I was so nervous and so insecure. Like I was just like, I feel so like there's too much air coming on me right now. I'm too cold. That's the first thing I thought.
Right.
But for some reason, I just have a relationship with the stage that I really love. And once I'm on any stage in front of people, all my inhibitions, all my insecurities, they just fly away. I don't know where they go, but it's like I'm a different person.
Oh, that's so awesome. I mean, it's just, again, like I'll put in a clip, but it's just so effortless when you're on stage. And at the same time, when it came to answering those questions, or let's before that, top 5. Did you, once you were in top 15, like did you feel like you knew you were gonna be a top 5? Like did your confidence at any point?
I didn't think of anything but the crown. And I just thought, you know, I'm here to compete for Miss USA. I love this energy. I don't want it to end. I want to go all the way to the end because I don't want it to end.
Right. And you did just that. I mean, no one, I don't know if anyone watching knows this, but this is the first time that the state of New Jersey ever places this high. And
even I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do my research, girl.
Oh, okay.
But this is the first time that New Jersey placed so high. So, like, I want to thank you for holding our state on such a high pedestal. You did it with such grace.
Thank you.
And to hear all these little things that I wasn't expecting, like, I would have never known that that was the first time you ever wore a swimsuit. But for girls that want to or dream about doing pageants in general, and I know this question gets asked all the time, but what do you think is, like, the key that really takes it to the next level? To compete in pageants?
I think you just have to think like, okay, you have to just worry about yourself, and not in like a selfish way, but more just I have this picture that I use, and it's called the racing horse mindset. And if you ever notice when horses race, they put those blinders on the side of their face so that they don't get distracted by who's doing what here and who's doing what there, and they just focus on their road and where they need to go. And that's what I think is the most important thing. That's what I did for Miss New Jersey USA and for Miss USA. I had my blinders on. I didn't really care about what anyone else was doing. And I just saw, okay, there's the crown and this is my path and this is what I have to follow.
Perfect. And I think that worked out so well for you from the moment you landed in Vegas for Miss USA to the moment you came back home. I appreciate how humble you are. I think that shines through, and that's a very important factor too. I think we get too caught up in just like the makeup and the clothes and whatever the case may be. So last question to kind of wrap things up. Was there anything that you did to prepare for interview or for the questions that made you feel so serene and like confident?
Yes, so I actually met with an interview coach every single week starting January. So that was about 5 months before the competition. And we would go through public speaking techniques because I love public speaking.
Okay.
So just simple things like power of three, past, present, future, these kinds of tools. But more so, I just appreciated having a discussion, and we would talk about what's going on in the world and what my thoughts on those topics are. And when I was on stage and when I've been given those questions, for me, it wasn't like I was speaking in front of millions of people. I just imagined my interviewing coach. And just kind of like we were discussing and I was giving my opinion to him about what we were talking about.
And that shone through, and I really feel like that's one of the reasons why you placed as well as you did. So congratulations on those achievements. So I just want to have some fun and go into some 5 spontaneous random questions.
Okay.
I hope I can even come up with 5 off the top of my head. But favorite snack?
Sriracha?
Sriracha.
Does that count?
Isn't that just a condiment?
Okay, so
that's like your favorite condiment. There we go. Question number 1, right? Favorite snack, Chhavi.
Favorite snack. Okay, so I actually have this mix of things that I made. I call it the Eurasian flair. And it's quinoa, tofu, sriracha, and hummus. And I just mix it all together and eat it up, and it tastes really good.
Okay, so is that like is that your cheat day meal? Because even that sounds healthy. I was hoping she would say like flaming Cheetos, and she didn't. But we won't judge her on that.
No, like I love that. It's like my favorite healthy and unhealthy snack.
We're not here to judge. We're just here to keep it real, and if that's what she likes, then we'll stick to it. All right. So makeup that you cannot leave the house without.
Eyeliner.
Okay, sure. I guess. Favorite way to let's see. Or what's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear. It's gonna sound. I'm afraid of failure. I don't like messing up, and I don't like making mistakes. But you know, it's like a part of life. Like you need to make those things.
You're gonna mess up at some point in
exactly.
life. That's gonna happen.
Exactly.
And let's be cheesy. Favorite color?
Purple.
Purple works. If that's what you like, purple works. We're just here to keep it real. Chhavi, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with me.
Absolutely.
I was so excited for this interview and that I had the opportunity to have you here. I will make sure to list all of her social media somewhere down below. Make sure you keep following me on all social medias as well. And there's a lot to come for RealNesss TV. Stay tuned.